What's up? What's up, Dagul?
What's up, Mr. Bobby K? How are we doing, sir?
Chilling, buddy. I see you. That's all I need to see, man. I'm good. I'm good, man. What the shit, dude? What is going on? Jed Spence is in the house. You like the graphic? Jed Spence in the picture, and we're chatting with Dagul. Figure it out, people. Figure it out. That is not Jed Spence, if you can't figure it out. And the picture is not Brian Dagul.
If you look at that picture, I've lost my suntan in the last 15 minutes since that video or thumbnail was created. But yeah, listen, it's great news for the club. It looks like it's done as well. When we were doing our Ask Us Anything today, Matt Hayes sent me the picture. Have you seen the picture that I put on there with him? I'll put it up here for you as well. Matt Hayes sent it to me. It's obviously we got the Here We Go, but what we did get from Matt Hayes, and I think it's doing the rounds on Twitter and everywhere now. Let me just get it up. Thanks to Matt Hayes, is let me just move that out of the way. I don't know if people can see that. Is Jed Spence in a Spurs shirt doing his media work?
Oh yes. Actually, I was on with Tottenham Way with Jacob and Michael there earlier, and they had a really nice guy on. Leo, actually, I met today from the first time. Who is
from Colorado?
Come from Colorado Spurs. That's correct, sir. Lovely guy. And you got, dude. Speaking of that, actually, you know what? I'm glad we brought that up because he was showing off this stuff. They go to this pub called Esther's. He actually had a shirt on that said Esther's across it, had the Spurs, the cockerel, everything. It was friggin' sharp, man. And then he had a goalkeeper one, like a purpley pinkish kind of color, and then a wicked black one that he showed too, man. We got to bug the boys over at Scotland Yard and sort something like that out, man, because it is banging, as you would say, mate, banging.
So I will say that we've actually, when we had the Toronto Spurs AGM, we had a talk about new merchandise to bring out, and there are ideas for hoodies, T-shirts, and everything. So there's going to be some new stuff with Toronto Spurs coming. But yeah, Jed Spence, what's your feelings on Jed Spence, Bobby?
You know what? I'm going to break this down the Indian way. Value for dollar, hands down. At $12.5 million plus the add-ons, I think it is a fantastic deal. Adds to the homegrown. Adds to everything we need, is an improvement at the right back from what we have. Is he the worldie that we wanted? No, he's not. But this point needs to be made, and I heard it somewhere else. I'm stealing somebody else's point, but of course, I watched so many different streams, so many of you guys and everything. We all support each other. That's what's great. I don't remember whose point it is, so I apologize. When you're ready to come take credit for it, do so. There's very, very few teams that play a three-back system with wing-backs. So to get true, natural wing-backs is very, very hard. You know, they're not really known for their astute defending. They're known more for going forward and attacking and stuff like that and bombing up there and everything. So that's what we really, really want to get into. And I think that for the price that we got him in, for the homegrown numbers, everything, I think he's going to add all of that to us, because what we have seen, because I wouldn't watch a little bit more highlights and stuff as any time that we get concrete on a player. And also I've seen basically is that he's a little bit weak defensively and stuff, makes, errors that are, basically his age errors in a sense. He's a young guy still. And if Conte can turn around and make somebody like, Dyer, Davies, even Doherty by the end of the season, everybody went up levels. Everybody improved. If he could do that with players like that, I'm very hyped about what he can do. I know there's the whole what if coming from the championship. Guys, have faith, man. If anybody, in Conte we trust, basically. In Conte we trust. What do you say?
So first of all, I have to say there's 10 people in the chat, which is phenomenal for us just going straight away. So big up to all the 10 people.
Hello, everybody.
I can see Shane Black's in there, and I haven't seen Shane for ages, so big up my man Shane.
I think it's the first time I've got Shane on here live, so great to see
Shane is a
Hopefully
top man that I haven't been able to do a stream with for a little while. So, no, do you know what? Jed Spence, I've been saying for ages, I want someone more experienced to come in over it, but I wanted to sign him. I think he's going to be a great player in a couple of years. He could be great this season. And I've been scratching my head with this, and then someone said something in a comments day. I don't know if it was on one of my shows or a comment I responded to on another show, and it really, really made me think when people and they mentioned this name, it reminded me, and I was like, do you know what? You're damn right. Look what he did to Victor Moses at Chelsea. When Chelsea got beaten by the Filth 3-0 when they were playing a back four, he said, right, that's it. I'm going back three. And he had 10 players that could play in that position or in that style. And he took Victor Moses, who weren't getting a look in, and put him at a right wing back. Yeah. He put him at a right wing back. And that season, out of nowhere, he was sensational. He was sensational. So I actually think, do you know what? Now I've heard that bit of information, I hadn't really thought about it that way. This could actually be a masterstroke. And it's only from hearing that comment about Victor Moses, like I said, I thought in a couple of years he could be a good player. But the way he turned Victor Moses like that to be able to produce what he did. All right, he had 10 other players to help him, and Spurs are assembling that squad. But I actually think having him there and under Conte, this could actually be a masterstroke.
I'm hoping so, Brian. I'm hoping so. And to hear you being that positive about it, you know, I have good feelings about it because I know you're very skeptical and you look at everything very realistically in terms of how it's going to affect the club overall.
Yeah.
You know, you always look at the big picture, which I've always appreciated about you, where I'm very narrow-minded sometimes. And when I hear you say something like that, it gives me promise. And I'm you know me, I'm trying to be forever the optimist anyways. And I believe that once you put on that Spurs kit, regardless of who you are, we got to get behind you. You know, even if this whole Madison thing comes up or whatever, it's you know, it'll be interesting to see if we go. I don't want to spend that kind of money on a guy like that, but we got a few people joining us. Like you said, THFC 14's in the house. Yes, you are here at least. Thanks, brother, for joining us. And of course, like you mentioned, Shane, the man from down under, is up there. It was up here, actually, I should say. Yep. So thanks for joining us, Shane. And this is I like this, man. It's baffling how long it took when you consider the price, and still 6, and it's only July. Still 6 in already. This is 7, isn't it now?
No, he's 6. If you look at it, so we do it in order. It was Perisic, Brayson Forster, Bissouma, Richarlison, Longley, and then Spence. But then you could say 7 if you count that goalkeeper.
Keeley, yeah, Josh Keeley. Yeah.
But I mean, I'm not really counting Keeley as an addition because he's youth team and for the future. If we're talking first team ready and bang, I would say it's 6. But he is completely right. 6 in, and we're at what?
July 15th, baby. Speaking of 15th. July 15th, happy 27th anniversary to my sister and my darling brother-in-law. God bless you guys. Many, many more years ahead of you. Great.
There you go.
Carl Simpson. Look at this. 1:34 in the morning. He came on to say good evening, good morning, and good night. Catch us over the weekend. Carl, man, you're a legend, dude. Thanks for always
So you know what? Just with Carl Simpson's up there, this is what when I said we can talk about something here in this show as well, not just pure Spurs, what's going on Spurs, the community that has been set by all of us and the community you've come into, the community I came into, you look at it and there's someone like Carl who is always been a phenomenal supporter of myself, Tottenham on Tour, we are to all the channels, but I always talk about Carl. He's one of the first ones I always remember supporting me and blah, blah, blah. At 1:34 a.m. in the morning to see that you were on, just to come on and leave a message like that just goes to show the kind of incredible people that are within this community.
Crazy. My mom wouldn't message me at 1:34 in the morning. So thank you, Carl. And here we go. Looks like it. THFC looks like it, man. Looks like it. Emerson and Spence this season is the ones that it's going to be, right? And Shane is concurring that Spence can learn off Doherty. We'll get value back off Royal. Royal is the weakest in that position. Yeah, but we all think that Royal is better at right back, right? So it'll be interesting to see if he slots in into that right center back role, even because he's not bad at heading the ball out, right?
So you know what I want to mention about this, Bobby? I don't know if you saw me on David Harris's show yesterday, and we got talking about Emerson and Doherty, and I'm going to say it got a bit of a mixed bag reaction, but I actually think Emerson might have a great season. I don't want to go great. Might have a more consistent season, and the reason I say it is he came into the club without a pre-season. He came into the club as a right back, not a right wing back. And now all the other players that were there, apart from Kulusevski and Bentancur, and obviously the players that came in, had a pre-season under Nuno, or have been there even longer and had a pre-season under Jose, or been there even longer and had pre-season under Poch. And I think under a full pre-season with Conte, we might see big up John Fitzpatrick, another fantastic supporter.
Fantastic. Yeah, hopefully your granddaughter or grandson, sorry. Granddaughter is doing well, man.
Love this dude.
Yeah, just quickly want to say hello to our Rust as well, Man United fan over here. This is one of the one of the next generation kids that we were talking about. You know, so he's going to be hopefully doing a live show with the kids this weekend. Audio is in the house. Hello, Audio. What's up, buddy? And then, of course, what's the only reason I say Emerson is because Madrid was thinking about buying Royale from us.
Atletico, yeah, Atletico apparently are heavily rumored to be wanting him. Joe, if Emerson, it's ridiculous. Like I was saying, I think Emerson may have a better season, a more consistent. Don't get me wrong. If we can get him out the door, and it's the one we get the most money for, out the door you go. But I actually think we saw what Conte could do with a Davies and a Dyer. I'm not saying that it's going to happen with Emerson, but I think he could. But like I said, if we get, I was more thinking maybe get rid of Matt because of his injury and his age. But then again, I can't remember who commented it on when we did Ask Us Anything. But if you look at it, Doherty can play left back as well as right back.
Yes,
but right
well
back
though.
Is his main position. No, but he can do it. He can do it. But then you got the balance there, and Perisic can do the same. So you got two players there for the balance. So then I'm more like it's very tough to say. I think one of them will go, Emerson and Doherty, but I'm split now on which one I think it will be and which one I want it to be. What about yourself?
Me personally, I personally think Royal out on loan. If anything, I don't think we should send Spence out right away because this kid's the one thing, one thing I heard about is the attitude issues and stuff like that. And I think it's one of those kind of shithousery attitudes that we've kind of got in with Richarlison being in there as well. It might be a good combination of a little bit of shitstorm brewing up in there to start getting under people's skin and stuff like that. So if the kid's going to be a little pest, fuck, man, keep him around. Let him wind people up. Let him just, it'd be that little spinning top that just keeps going around pissing people off. I thought him on the right back, Richarlison up on the left, both sides of the field are covered. Let Harry rip everything up in the middle. We're good to go, baby. We're good to go. Audio's got a question. So
I love Audio. Big up, Audio.
Big up, my man. Big up. What is my favorite biscuit for dunking? For dunking, I'm going to have to go. I don't know where you're at, but we're in Canada, so I'm going to go with Fudgio. Only because the double stuffed Fudgios, the double stuffed chocolate cookies, only because when you actually dip them in your tea or your coffee, whatever, they don't start falling apart on you right away. They can take a dunk. They can take a dunk, baby. What about you, Dagul?
But you know what? I actually haven't heard of Fudgios. I've been here for 4.5 years. I don't think I've had one. I'll have to ask Ilana.
Man, we're going.
I think next time I see you, I'll give you a Yorkie bars, and I'm trying to Fudgio with a dunking in my tea. Listen, back home,
Done.
Back home, it's got to be a hobnob. And if Audio is back home where I think he is, if anyone watches Peter Kay is a comedian back home.
Yeah.
That literally he talks about this, and I'll send it to you on WhatsApp, Bobby, where he talks about rich tea and he calls them one dips because you go like that and they're so weak, your tea doesn't. Yeah. And then he says the hobnob is like the marine of the Dunkin' biscuit. And he's like, hit me again.
10 more, Sergeant. 10 more.
Nice. So I have to say, I'm going to go with Peter Kay and say it has to be a hobnob. But I don't think, Joe, I thought dunking your biscuit in your tea was a very, very British thing. I didn't know it was like a worldwide thing. So whenever I think of that, I don't think I've actually dunked a biscuit here in my tea in Canada.
Well, then you know what that means. It's time for you to get your ass back over to my house so we can have a cup of tea, buddy.
What I will say, talking of drinks, if anyone is in Canada or America and you have a Wendy's nearby, try their watermelon iced tea or watermelon lemonade because it's absolutely top notch.
Top notch? I thought it was banging.
Banging, top notch, whichever you want to call it.
Alejandro Perez is in the house, man. Thanks for joining us, man. Thanks for Conte clearly knows how to bring in players that have the abilities to play wing back. He was interested in Adama back when he was at Borough. Interesting. I never knew that. Imagine if Conte taught Adama how to finish and cross a ball. Well, if we could teach Royal to do it, he should be able to teach anybody to do it. So,
exactly.
Shane's got a question for us here. With the squad limit for the Champions League, who do you think we left out of our squad? Mr. Dagul.
Yeah, it's such a hard one to say because right now we don't know. It's not the end of September, so you don't know who's here, who's not.
Yeah, right.
So it's really hard. Like if we had to say currently, I think Harry Winks will miss out.
Yeah, Rodan, Winks, Tanganga.
I think put it this way: if we don't, this will be the interesting one. If we don't get rid of Emerson or Doherty, he's not going to name 3 right backs.
Right.
So I think one of them would miss out, and would it be Spence because of lack of?
I think Spence. For a Champions League, I think Spence.
Because then what you can do is you can re-add people in the quarter, like the knockout stages. Yeah. So maybe he'll omit Spence to begin with until he gets used to the Premier League, and then say, right, you're ready to be in the Champions League. That's a really good question, Shane. It's a really good one. I mean,
and you know what's funny? Had this question been asked 12 months ago, we would have both already finished answering it.
That it would have been like
that's how crazy this has been. Going back to what THFC already brought up earlier, that fucking 6 in, and we're in July. Yep. Like I'm beaming, I'm glowing from this shit, man. It's like my wife just told me that we were having a baby again. You know, I'm that freaking excited and happy. I'm just anticipating what's to come, man. It's just I'm really pumped, man. Like the first kickoff cannot come soon enough.
Yeah, man. I mean, I've got to say, Bobby, we've watched loads of games at the Scotland Yard together. It's how obviously you and me met. And obviously the end of last season when we watched the Norwich game and the Arsenal game together, the scenes and the excitement and atmosphere there was just absolutely unbelievable. And even when the first day we met, the Aston Villa game, which was when Dembele made his debut and scored, and Harry Kane scored twice in August. And there was a big buzz around it that season because it was the first day of Toronto Spurs. We spent money. And the excitement and adrenaline was pumping in that pub. Well, I think come Southampton August the 6th, and by the way, I've just reserved our table, and I've said reserve my table for the rest of the season. So that table is ours again.
Nice.
And I don't think, I mean, we're having a big welcome and doing another big thing on the first day of the season at the Scotland Yard. I think every Spurs pub around the world, every single person going to White Hart Lane is going with such a positive spirit, such a mental toughness, thinking this is something special. Yeah. This is, and it is just absolutely incredible to see that finally we mean business.
Yeah, 100%, man. Just that excitement level, just to have that back, because we've been craving it as a fan base for so long. We haven't had it at all. And they are friggin' awesome. I'll be there in January. Just remind me before I come, because my old ass will forget. That's like 6 months from now. I will bring you 2 packages, my man. Just figure out where we're going to meet up, and I will bring them to you. And Shane,
did he say? Did audio say he's never heard of them?
No, he's never heard of them. He's in London. Yeah, you're not the only one.
I was about to say if audio had heard from them, had heard of them, and he's back home where I come from, and I've been here for 4.5 years and haven't heard of them, I'd been very, very ashamed of myself. So thankfully, I read that wrong.
No, you're good. You're good. There's 2 of you in here at least, right? So Tim Tams are the best for dunking biscuits. What the hell is a Tim Tam?
Now I've heard of Tim Tams, Australia. They're big biscuits. I don't know why I've heard of them, but I blatantly have, and I think I may have had them when one of my friends came over from Australia. I think,
Tim Tams.
But I've definitely heard of them.
I'm so curious now. I'm so freaking
Joe,
curious.
let me go. I'll Google Tim Tams and show you a picture.
All right, and I'll Google Fudgio so I can show you an audio one. Alejandro agrees with you, man. Alejandro's is saying Wendy's lemonades are banging.
They really are. Do you know what? It is. Obviously, I know there's a heat wave back home, like a severe heat wave. They've actually just on Sky News today that they're actually having a heat wave emergency warning out. And I know the summer's been, but the summer's started to kick up here now, hasn't it?
Oh yeah, but this is normal for us. Oh.
Yeah, but the lemonade is starting to. The lemonades are all over the place, and I'm loving them. I'm loving them. So Tim Tams are. Let's see if. Oh wait a minute. These kind of chocolatey, thick biscuits. They look like
they're covered in chocolate completely.
they look very, very dunkable.
Okay, so here's Fudgios. Okay, but you need to get the blue ones. The gold are the regular, and the blue are the double stuffed. Extra chocolate for the same price, baby. Just like me.
I'm very tempted. Wait,
double stuffed, baby.
You know what? Okay. I'm actually gonna call Ilana right now, who's in the other room. Because let's see what Ilana has to say. 1 second. 1 second. I want to know if I've had them. 1 second. Let's see if she answers the phone. Let's see if my wife will answer the phone. She's in the other room. Oh, hello, baby. You okay?
Hi, Ilana.
Okay. Bobby says hello, by the way.
Hello.
Okay, so quick question: have I ever had Fudgios?
Fudgios?
Yes.
Does she know what they are?
Maybe. It's not a biscuit. You want to say yes?
Yes.
But you cannot confirm.
I think so.
You think so?
Yes.
Okay, so it's just a question. We're live on stream, and I just wanted to know if I could confirm if I've had one or not.
I want to say yes.
You want to say yes?
Yes.
Okay, so you've made your debut on YouTube. So say hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
Thanks,
there you go.
Thanks for making your debut on the Three Spurs Boys, Ilana.
All right, darling. Respect, baby. Bye bye. So yeah,
okay,
I think I may have had a Fudgios, but by the looks of it, I can't confirm or deny that I have had them.
Well,
so
there's a simple solution to this.
Yes, which is
Fudgio's live stream taste test.
Yeah, I think we're going to have to do that over the weekend because now when Ilana goes shopping, I'm going to say, do you want anything?
I will pick you up and pick up a box of Fudgios. We'll go to a frigging park, sit down in the sunshine somewhere, and crack open a box of these things, and well, see if anything's left in the package when we're done.
I think you have to. I think you have to send this to Fudgios to maybe get a sponsorship.
Hey, there you go. Well, it's Mr. Christie. So that'd be a pretty good one. Southgate Wood. Sorry, I'm lost. Southgate Wood. What THFC? Let us know, my man. What would he do? Because I haven't seen Southgate do much, so I'm wondering what the hell he would do.
I think you may have been talking about
the blue ones. They're the ones, the double stuff, and they're the same price. How could you buy a cookie right beside on the shelf? One's single stuffed, one's double stuffed, and they're the exact same price.
Do you know what? There's some people that I would love to come to Toronto as well. And Audio has been on all the channels and another one of the great supporters. And obviously, we had Brad Matthews come out. We've got Rez coming out. Stell's coming out in November. Yeah, I'd love to see more people come out here. I mean, obviously, it's not
Fudgio's taste test with everybody.
Yeah, but I'd love to see I mean, what I would love to do. The dream is. Come the 2026 World Cup. Obviously, it gives people time to save up.
Save up, baby.
Because obviously, they just come to Canada isn't as easy as it sounds. But then if you say, do you know what, the World Cup 2026, to be in a host nation.
4 years warning.
Exactly.
Folks. So there you go.
I would love to. I'd love to see people like Audio come out here. It'd be amazing. But yeah, what's Shane Black saying?
Shane's saying if you bite off a diagonal corner and you use the Tim Tam as a straw, then you shove the whole Tim Tam in your mouth before they dissolve. It's bloody delicious.
Oh, Shane, I need to try this.
You bite off the corner, you dunk it in, fill it up basically, then I guess with whatever coffee or tea you're having, and then okay, we got to find Tim Tams now. We're gonna there's 2 live streams coming for Brian and Bobby, the 2 B's, baby. We're on a tour, Toronto tour, to find Tim Tams and a Fudgio taste test. That's it.
There you go. That's the deal. We have to
Brian
get
said
Shane Black on.
we wouldn't have 3 right backs in the squad. Oh, that's what he's talking about. Southgate would.
There you go.
Southgate would have 9 right backs in his thing. And of course, Superman is
Superman's
in
in
the
the building.
house. Nothing better than waking up for a poo and seeing my 2 favorite plot pals streaming. Opening them cheeks will be done with love now. Ah, yeah. Bob, remember to breathe. That's all I can say. Deep breath. Push.
I miss these ones. I keep forgetting. It's like, what's coming up to 2 o'clock in the morning? Like I said, I sometimes I'd be on Dan THFC's channel, and we'd just be doing a little bit, and then he would come up with this comment that he's just taking a crap, and he'd like to leave a comment. Love you, Bob, brother, and another great stream with Rez and Kim earlier doing your movie review.
Yeah, love that. I love the way, honestly, the way the 3 of them played off each other was absolutely fantastic. I loved seeing Kim in there. I loved it. I did.
It's great seeing Kim back on screen.
But even Rez and Kim, they got all serious and everything. The way they were doing the analysis of everything, and then Rez, of course, he's so analytical, so well spoken, and everything like that. He breaks everything down and sees things from a different perspective than a simpleton like me would see. So it was very interesting, and it was funny because I'm sitting there thinking at one part they were talking about the movie and stuff, and they're saying something about unanswered questions, and there's a lot of questions left and everything like that. So I'm sitting here in my mind, well, they're setting you up for a sequel then, right? That being said, in that whilst I was typing that, I'll use your proper English, and whilst I was typing that, they started discussing the kind of forerun to what should have happened in the movie and what should have been done. And I was like, you guys just wrote part 2. You just fucking wrote it in 5 minutes, man. Fantastic.
Yep.
Bob, poo in peace, brother. Poo in peace. Okay?
Poo in peace. There you go.
Drop the kids off at the pool, baby. Tom,
another guy
in the house. Hey, Tom.
Man. Another guy that I love. I love this man to death. Big up, Tom. What a great
just
comment.
About to hit the sack. Then I see this. Oh, I have plenty of time to sleep in the morning. Bless you, Tom, man. That's right. We got our whole lives to sleep, man. Sleep is overrated anyways.
It is. It's like we said, Bobby. You and me were just on the phone, weren't we? We were just talking Spurs. We're like, do you know what?
Fuck it. Well, we haven't seen each other in a while, right? So
exactly.
let's just have a chat.
I actually have not seen you since I got back from Canada. Obviously, with a tonsillitis and whatever.
Yeah.
I've still got your 2 Yorkie bars to give you sitting in the fridge.
Don't say that too loud, man. These guys might hear.
Okay, well, I've got you in the fridge.
You got the stuff. You got the stuff, man.
I've got the I'll meet you on the corner and we just do a drive.
I got the money, man. You got the stuff. I got the money.
We haven't seen you. We have to sort that out, buddy. We have to sort that out. It's always good to talk, Tom.
It always is. Yeah, Tom. It always is. Especially, I love talking to this guy all the time. And like he said, we were just blabbing away. We were on the phone for like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And then it was just like, okay. I was like, okay, I got to sit down, Brian. And then I think you turned around and video chatted me, and I was like, oh. Or I video chatted you, and I was like,
yeah,
let's go talk to some other people, man. We got our family out there, baby. So let's just see what everybody's up to, man.
Exactly. Let's see what anyone else got. See, I can see Shay. I was about to say Shay. So other people, any questions you want, bring them up. And we'll discuss it. Because like we said, this is completely on the fly. There's no we don't know what we're doing. There's no, it's just 2 guys waffling.
I love waffles. We were talking about chicken and waffles. That's just the banging. Is there a good chicken and waffle place in Toronto?
Yes, my kitchen where my wife cooks. Ilana makes, honestly, when it comes to waffle, literally, like that show that used to be Pimp My Ride. Exhibit. That's Ilana with cooking, but when it comes to chicken and waffles, shop for mate, banging, absolutely banging. Do you know, I've got so many people because back home waffles are normally sweet and whatever, and people don't put. When I came here, putting maple syrup on bacon or chicken or anything, I was like, what the hell are you talking about? It's one of the weirdest things I ever heard. But once you come out here, it's like, why have I not been doing this all my life? And whenever I go anywhere now, back home, and they have chicken and waffles, I get it because obviously it's a taste of home. And people are like, chicken and maple, and I try it, and they go,
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I tell you right now, it was actually Sook's friend from work. She's from the Caribbean, I think Jamaica. I don't want to get it wrong. I'm pretty sure Jamaica. And she was the one that kept going on Sook about it. And then when Sook came home and told me about it, I'm like, I don't know about that. We tried it, and I was like, what have we been missing our whole lives? What have we been missing? Shane's sitting here thinking, I'm hoping Madison rumors are true. With this talent, I've always rated him. I rate him too, Shane, but not at 75 million. I don't want to see that kind of money spent on one player.
Yeah, I mean, I've been very, very vocal with this. And actually, Ben showed me something. So Madison has I found out he doesn't support Arsenal. He actually supports Coventry City. He's got a soft spot for Arsenal.
Okay.
But he was a Coventry City player. We could have had him twice, but we messed him about. We won't go into who messed him about because it's obvious. From Coventry to Norwich.
Can I guess the answer?
Yeah. You've only got one guess. One guess. Who could it be?
His name starts with Daniela.
Yes, very good. Very, very good. So yes.
I just sent you a quick message there, Brian. So just take a look when you get.
So he sent. He sent a few. Wicked.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Madison, I think, is a wonderful player. Wonderful player. And I think if he came to Spurs, he could be the marquee. This could take us up levels. What we got to remember is Leicester, like they did with Harry Maguire with Manchester United, they don't need the money. It's not like back in the day. And if they say, like with Manchester United, I want 85 million for Maguire, if you offer any less, they'll be like, no, I've told you what you want. This is where you go. And I don't think we're going to shell out. I said today, I think it will cost around 70 million.
75 is the
around
number
that
being
kind of.
counted.
I mean, I think its value is about 50, but then when you put on the Premier League tax, the English tax, and the fact that Leicester do not need to sell, it just becomes. I think we can get better out there for less.
Yeah,
don't get me wrong.
I'll take Savage over him. Sorry, personally.
I think
THFC doesn't think Steele's getting him either. There.
I think he will. He's just too. He's out of our reach.
No,
so what's the next one?
Anybody can agree. Tom is saying the UK is a mess, so it's great to get away from all the crap of the news here. Proper getting tested here, lads. Cheers, Tom, man. You know what? Talking shit is what we do, man. The news sucks, man. It's too friggin' depressing. When the hell did the last time you picked up a newspaper? Honestly, I don't know about you, Brian. COVID made me stop reading the newspaper and picking it up altogether. I got absolutely fed up of just all the first 15 pages just being depression.
I'm going to tell you something honest that might make you like, oh my god, I don't believe. I don't even know the name of a Canadian newspaper. I have not picked up a newspaper since I've lived here in Canada. I do not know the name of one. I used to enjoy reading the paper on the way to work on the London Underground when I was going to work. Whether it be I stopped by in the Sun because of obviously all the shit they did. So whether it was the Mirror or the Metro, which was the free newspaper you got through London Underground, or the Evening Standard on the way home.
One here. It's funny. There's one here called the Metro that's free too.
There you go. So I just haven't even picked that up. I wouldn't know. And you know what? Back home with Boris leaving, COVID rising, the cost of living being ridiculous. It's not a nice place to be at the moment. Back home, living unless you're comfortable, it's a hard time back home.
Well, especially now with the weather and everything like that heat wave and everything like that. So everybody, I just dumped the link in there, man. If you want to just join me and Brian have a chat, come on in, man. No problems. Audio is asking some serious stuff here now. Yeah. Audio, I'm actually a massive fan of both, but the answer to your question is wicked, jungle is massive. Wicked, jungle is massive. Not that new drum and bass, that old school reggae jungle, man. Reggae at 150 beats a minute all day long, baby. All this old soul loves that stuff. That's the classic.
Oh yeah.
What about you?
Well, this is really hard, audio. This is really hard because you look. I loved growing up. I grew up at the time with Original Nutter when that incredible, the Burial, all the It's the Way, all these classics, 911. I love my jungle. Love it. But a lot of my clubbing days, like the big hard time, was during the height of the speed garage, DJEZ, and mate, do you know this is so hard for me? This is so hard for me.
Gotta pick one. The man asked. He's only giving you 2 choices. It's a 50-50, buddy. Toss a coin.
Do you know what? I'm gonna say, and it's by a very fine margin. I'm gonna say Garage by a very.
That's okay. That's 1 vote each. We got a
draw by a very fine margin. But put it this way: there's certain tunes like people remember the old, like the Jungle tune, Fire.
Yes.
Now, Fire. My favorite, one of my favorite tunes of all goddamn time.
Always get you pumped up.
Whenever that song came on, people knew. Whenever we were in our groups in the nightclubs back home, this when I was still drinking, everyone knew. Like in our local clubs, we had like a spot that if one of our tunes came on, you knew where they would find us. Mate, I don't care whatever happened. When that tune came on, I was on that dance floor as quickly as possible. So I'm still going to say Garage just by a fraction, though.
Well, speaking of fire, talk about a legend in the community that's on fire. Amir, big up, my man. Open Peace Podcast is on fire. Get over there, people. Like it up, sub it up. Amir is an absolutely fantastic person, spreading the love, the peace in the world, putting fires out. You know, he is amazing. What a soul. Bob Spur, we know this is a poo one. Let's see. Let's get the diapers out. Poo in peace. My poo are in pieces. Thanks for that. A massive movie geek, so more reviews to come. Yes, next movie review, Shaving Brian's Private. Well, you do have the Manscaped device, and we were talking about doing a cookie stream.
I've got to admit that's true. But like I said, if it hadn't been when Bob ain't taking the piss out of someone or me, then I think something's wrong. So long may it continue.
Hell yeah.
Listen, the man is Superman, and yeah, just whatever he says, yeah, why not? Why not?
Why not? There you go. How do you say no to him anyway? He's such a lovable man. My kids love him. You know, Madison's got 2 years left on the deal. Next year, he'll be worth half the price. Yeah, you're right about that. But by next year, though, Alejandro, do we risk somebody else, you know, scooping him up before we do? What do you think, Brian?
I just don't know. I mean, if we could get Madison and it was like a real possibility, I would like Tottenham to pursue it. I really would, because as much as I love James Ward-Prowse, and I really, at the start of the season, before this money came in and whatever, I wanted James Ward-Prowse at all expense. But with the way we've bought players recently, I don't think James Ward-Prowse fits because of Bissouma. We need a more flair kind of player, and it's James Maddison who I would love to see, or Milenkovic-Savic. But if we're looking at English for the English quota, I'd love James Maddison. I think he would be an absolutely incredible signing.
Yeah, just unfortunately, like I said, not at that price tag. Brian likes newspapers with nice pictures on page 3. Well, Bob, we actually have one here. It's called the Toronto Sun. It's not as nice as your guys. Was it the Daily Sun? That's over there.
It's the Sun. It's the Sun.
It's called just the Sun. Okay, so you have the Toronto Sun. You get the Sunshine Girl on the back, but she is unfortunately very covered up. So it's not the same. Not the same at all. Like I said, guys, links in the chat there. If you're bored, okay, join us. We don't know what we're doing anyways. So, yes. Big up, Selecta. Jungle all day to Tom, too. Hell yeah, baby. What's this TF just saying? If Depay was to come in, what are your thoughts on Kane shifting back into the midfield like a cam? De Bruyne roll, Depay, Richarlison go up top. Genuinely think Kane would still score 20 plus. You know what? That's actually a really good put, because could you imagine the pace up there then? And Kane, the way he pops the ball out so instantly. It's watching that man play sometimes in that position. It's like he's friggin' it's like he's FIFA, like he's in the game. You know what I mean? Like he just got the ball and somebody already smashed the square or the X button kind of thing, and it just pops out right away kind of thing. His vision, he's got eyes in the back of his head. I'm gonna say he's got eyes in the side of his head too. The guy's friggin' awesome.
So that one. You know, first of all, I want to say well done, Bobby, because in this show you've got up 2 subscribers already, so you're up to 422. Help Bobby and the 3 Spurs boys. We're trying to get them as high as we can, preferably to 450. obviously may not happen in this stream, but listen, these guys do a hell of a lot of work. And
well, let's have some faith in the people here. Can you guys go wake up your parents, start making an account for your dog, make an account
wherever
for your
you
fish,
are in
your
the
cat,
world,
your neighbor. Yeah,
exactly.
It's 1:30 in the morning over there. Tom is up. Go bang on your
2:30.
neighbor's door. Get the party started, Tommy. You know, Carl, if you're still in here, wake up. Amir, you know, jungle is the only way forward. There you go. We got a lot of junglists in the house, buddy.
They have, but I just
Shushant is in the house. Shushant, big up, brother. Big up.
I just want to go back to the dropping Kane to the number 10. I'm going with Bobsper on this as well. And yes, it's a good alternative, but what you got to remember in doing that, we have the best striker in world football. Why do we want to move him out of his best position and sacrifice his goals that he could technically score for us?
Good point.
For another player in. I would rather we went and got another number 10 that can play in that pocket mainly. And if he's injured or needs a rest, then Kane has the option to do that. I want Kane up top, firing, ready. He's had to drop deep. And don't get me wrong, when he drops deep, he's sensational.
He is.
But I think this season, Harry Kane is a different machine. We did a video. If you think about it, this season, he's going to a World Cup. He's going to become England's all-time record goal scorer. He should become Tottenham's record goal scorer.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to hopefully end our trophy drought. These are things.
Look, I love this positivity from you, man. I love it. Fucking loving it.
Listen, like I said, I've always said, Bobby, and you've known me for a long time now, for about 3-4 years.
4 years,
it comes to the point that when there is negativity and bad stuff going on, I will call it out.
Yeah.
But I'm mad enough to say when there's good stuff going on, I will credit the good stuff. I'm not just negative.
No. And we have people like that in the community, unfortunately, like that. And it's sad because it's like even now with everything that's happening that's so positive, and we're getting as a fan base what we want. We're getting players in positions we want, and we're getting players that are going to challenge for starting spots, not just squad players. So I think that's, it's massive. Shushant, big up from Nepal. Big up to you, my man. Thanks for joining us. Bob, when I came out of my coma, I looked down there. It looked like there was a giraffe living in the jungle. So it's come as no surprise. I love R&B. So first off, I want to know why it's yellow. And because you are a brown man. So we'll wait for an explanation on that one. And hopefully the jungle has been cleared, my man. Hopefully the jungle has been cleared. But Brian, if I may, we've got a debut coming up. We've got a debut, a man that I am more than happy to introduce. The man from down under, all the way over in Australia, still coming in and joining us. Mr. Shane B is in the house. What's up, Shane?
Hey, Bobby K. Hey, Brian. How are you?
You doing great, Shane. Great to see you, man. How you doing?
Yeah, not too bad. Bit cold, but not too bad.
Shane, first of all, it is incredible to see you. It's been a little while since I've seen you or we've spoken. But yeah, look at you in your blooming hats. And got to remember, it's still your winter, isn't it? You're coming out or getting ready to go into summer.
That's why. I'm wondering. I'm like, isn't Australia like 97 degrees Celsius?
No, it's winter at the moment.
Oh, shit. Winter, it's 16 degrees here at the moment.
Oh,
Celsius or Fahrenheit? Celsius. 16 is cold to you guys. Oh, my God. That's like... Oh, Brian, we were talking about this the other day, how coming up of winter from the minus 30s, if you get one day that's +2, you're walking around in shorts and a T-shirt.
Mate, I'll give you the perfect example of this. Like, I moved here December the 1st, 2017. And that winter was pretty bad. Not the worst one we've had, but a pretty bad winter. And Ilana had bought me boots, winter boots. And when I was still in England, and it said, she goes, I bought you boots, baby. And the headline was winter boots, water and wind resistant to minus 40 degrees. I was like, what the fuck am I walking into? But anyway,
welcome to Canada.
But we had that bad winter. And then I was out with Ilana and my mother-in-law, and they went to go get the car wash. We went out and the car wash, and it was a day where it was 3 degrees. 3 degrees. And I was walking around in a T-shirt going, oh, my God, this beautiful weather. This beautiful weather. And it's like literally 3 degrees to me now. Obviously, having lived here for long enough now, anything above -1 is acceptable, like quite warm to me now. So when you hit 16 degrees and people are cold, it's crazy.
Oh,
How
God,
hot do we get in
Driving,
summer,
buddy.
Shane?
Man,
Where you are, what's like the average temperature for like the height of summer?
Celsius.
35,
Okay.
Okay, so average with us.
30,
Okay,
35 to 40.
but is it dry or humid?
Could be both.
Oh, it's a combination. Okay, because we get more humid kind of hot, that sticky kind
Yeah.
of. Not, like I'm East Indian, so if you go India, you get that dry desert heat kind of thing,
Yeah.
which to me is unbearable. Sorry, that's more bearable than the humidity, because it
Yeah,
seems like no matter
humidity
what you do,
kills me.
you can't get away from the humidity. You just feel
Yeah.
sticky and just covered. But we got Paul in here. Shabbat shalom, man. Shabbat shalom to you, Paul.
Shabbat shalom.
Thanks for joining us, man.
I haven't seen you for ages, mate. I hope you're doing well. Me and him sometimes go back and forth regarding Levy and stuff, but it's all in. And I don't know if Paul's heard me when I say, listen, I can get very, very volatile when I speak about Levy. So when I go mad, Paul, if you're still here, it's nothing personal with you or anything about you. It's just that subject gives me Tourette's. So I apologize if I come off that I'm going for you, because it's never meant in that
Never
way. And I
personal.
do
It's never
apologize.
personal. Yeah.
But Shay, I haven't spoken to you for so long. Let's hear what you've got to say about what you think the transfer, how the transfers have been, and everything.
I think the first four signings or even five signings with Keeley. Is it Keeley?
Yeah.
Josh Keeley. Yeah.
Josh
the
Keeley.
Irish keeper. Yeah.
I think he's one for the future. So the other ones, Perisic, Basuma, were really good, astute signings, really good signings. I think Perisic will bring a lot to the table. He's just got to stay fit. He will part his knowledge onto the other wing backs. I think even Emerson Royale, and you got some bots in the chat, mate.
I've got rid of them.
Okay.
Bots in the chat.
Yeah, you had the
Yes,
you got porn. You made it, mate.
I made it.
You made it. You got porn chat.
Don't delete them. Oh man. Oh, sorry. I got to enjoy this moment. Where do I?
You're in the big time now, Bobby.
Minutes. I'll be back in a few minutes.
but Shane, as you were saying, buddy.
Sorry, Shane, carry on, because Tom actually is saying the wingback positions concern him. So
yeah, I think getting Spence in now adds. Yeah, piss off, Bob.
This guy, man, when he makes a comment, it's just it's a legend scripter, man. But go on, Shane. Sorry.
I think Spence is an upgrade on Emerson Royale. I don't rate Royale. I've never rated him. He can't cross. He can't, he can't score. His end product is terrible. He's more Bambi on ice than Sanchez is.
But do you think Conte can bring him up a level? If anybody can, it's got to be him.
I was listening to Matty Hayes earlier, and Matty Hayes made a really good point. With the wing backs, you've got the excellent wing backs. Then you've got nothing in the middle. Then you've got your average to goods. There's nothing in that mid-range.
You're right.
You've either got really good players or you've just got that average to good players.
Yes.
There's nothing in that range where we really should be looking at buying, to upgrade to excellent. I think that Jed Spence, even Doherty, and Royale interchanging in that position, he can bring them up levels, but that only takes them up to good, not world beaters.
No, yeah, but maybe over a little bit of time, right? We'll have to see. There was
Yeah.
also THFC 14 had brought this up earlier, where he would like to see if we would possibly bring in Depay, that we would see Richarlison and Depay go up front while we drop Kane into the camera kind of thing to turn into provider. And he's saying basically he does everything Bruyne does, get 20 goals as well, but doesn't see us going from Ericsson on a free transfers to Madison at 70. Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, that's just way too much to be dumping on one player when we have other needs still. We need reinforcements and stuff. I'd rather see them go dump 40 on Bremer than that, right? But I think it was a good thought. You know what I mean? Anything that can kind of change the shape of our team and everything, and give us options. THFC is worried about your cough there, but
listen, let me just say with THFC 14. First of all, when it comes to what we're talking about just now of Harry Quain, Harry Kane's cousin.
His cousin.
Harry's the new player we signed, Harry Quain. Harry Kane dropping deep and using that as Richarlison and who did we say? Richarlison and Depay. Or Richarlison and anyone. I like that idea. I don't want to see. I wouldn't like to see it consistently be done, but it's 100% an option that could be explosive because we know what Harry Kane can do with time and the ball. It's another string to our bow. So I would like. That's Bob doing it. I thought that was the sex bots again, but it's Bob. But yeah, as regards to the cough, THFC 14, do you know what it is? I had tonsillitis, and I've recovered tonsillitis, finished the antibiotics almost a week ago. But what's happened is near the end of it, I got this horrible cough, and I just can't. I'm now on the Dayquil and Nyquil. Then we have a medicine here, and you'll tell by Bobby's reaction when I say it, called Buckley's.
Ah, yeah.
And Buckley's, I tried it when I first came here 4 years ago, and I had a horrible cough. And this thing, the actual slogan for this medicine is "It tastes fucking awful,
it's
but
disgusting.
It works."
It works. Yeah,
it is.
That's their whole slogan.
That is, and I'm not even messing about. That is full word verbatim. Tastes fucking awful, but it works.
Yep.
So I went to our version of Boots, Shoppers Drug Mart down the road from me, and they didn't have Buckley's, but they had this Dayquil and Nyquil stuff. So I'm doing that regularly, but I've got to be very, very careful. So I'll tell you,
give you a buzz, man. You have too much,
mate. You weren't there that day, but I finished work early to go to the Scotland Yard when we got back.
You guzzled a bottle with us. Remember, you were all knocked up.
Oh, was you there?
Yeah, you were all fucked up that day.
Oh, mate, that shows how bad it was.
Exactly. I was going to say, I'm the one that drove you home.
that day. No, not that day. It was the day we lost 7-2 to Bayern Munich.
No, you took the train.
Yeah, I took the train with Sean Willisey. Sean Willisey had to take me home because literally I didn't realise people. You see it in America or American TV where people are down in it, but back home I didn't know of it. And then obviously when I was going so mad with Levy and how bad we were playing.
No Levy talk at 2 a.m.
No, this isn't Levy talk, but I'm talking about the game. That I decided that when it got to 3-2, I said, you know what? Because everyone was having drinks around me. I said, every time Bayern Munich score, I'm going to do a shot of this Dayquil or Nyquil, whichever one I was on.
Oh,
and I ended up having to do 5 more. And then I thought at 7-2, I was just like, fuck the shots. I was just guzzling it. The reason Sean Willisey had to take me home is I tried to get into a taxi and I gave them my UK address. And I said, take me, cheers, Swifty. And I said, take me back home to London. And they were just like, yes. So thank you for the concern about the cough.
So a home remedy is apple cider vinegar. Apple cider vinegar heated with honey and lemon.
Yeah, honey and lemon, man. For us, it's honey, lemon, and brandy, other than the apple cider vinegar. I think that's my dad's twist, but you can't have the brandy, obviously. So
yeah, but I tell you what, when I lived in Israel, I had before I met Alana, I was actually engaged to a Dutch girl who I now call a trollop, and I'm not going into why and what, blah blah blah. But she came from Holland and she went to Amsterdam, and I came back from England with a really bad throat, and the Dutch love their licorice and they're known for their licorice, and she used to melt licorice and bring it to the boil and then add vodka to it. And within a day, my voice was back, like bang.
No.
And I can't have that now for obvious reasons. But yeah, there seems
try
to be
what
good
Shane's
remedy.
saying then, man. That's apple
cider
cider
vinegar.
Shane, what's happened to me?
Yeah. That's actually.
Shay, send me a WhatsApp.
Yeah, I'll do that.
So what do you guys
Um,
think of this? What Tom's saying, he would make a decent right center back for another club, but not really what we need.
See, we got
Let me just take this one
Tanganga. If Tanganga doesn't go, we've got Tanganga filling in that right centre back spot.
Yeah, that's right.
And
yeah.
he'd be a better fit. We've really got to keep Tanganga for the homegrown quota. I don't reckon we're going to sell Tanganga. Plus, he fills in that right centre back. I think Roden is the one that's going to go.
Oh,
it
yeah.
It was so telling, the players that were left at home. So you had Lo Celso, you had Ndombele, you had Roden, and you had Regulon. So I think Regulon will go.
Jacob, join us, buddy. Links in the chat.
What's up, Jacob? So you're saying if you were Conte right now, Tanganga, do you keep him for the English quota and think that he could do something, or do you think you might not play a lot of first team football? I want to send you on loan to see what you can do. If you were Conte,
if I was Conte, I'd be keeping him and get him to learn off Emerson Royale. Not Emerson Royale, Romero, Kuti.
Okay. I mean, with me, from what I've been hearing as well, and I'm a big fan of Tanganga. I really am. I think his power, he's got such a good leap on him. I really think I think there is the nucleus of a really good player in him. But from what we're hearing, apparently his injuries they're concerned that these injuries are going to kind of like Jack Wilshere, kind of like plague his career and not be able to give him any serious momentum. So I really hope that's not the case, because I really want to see him do well.
What is he at now? 23, 24?
I think he's 23. Let me just check. I'll check you right now.
23, 24.
Yeah, he's up around there, because this is his third year now that he's been coming into the first team.
He's 23. Right? He'll be 24.
So he's still got time, but
he'll be 24 31st of March.
We can't risk having too many players like that in the squad, though, with Cesc already being a man of glass, right? So even though we've added the depth and everything, it's great, but we still.
Just quickly, someone's come to join us.
Hello, Simba.
There he is, the king of the castle.
How you doing? There he is. Oh, there he gave us a tail wag. Yeah,
there he is. But yeah,
I like when he turned away and he was like, "Don't put me on screen without permission."
Yeah, he's going to get me done for copyright. But yeah, I love him. But like with him, and I don't know what Shane thinks as well. For me, him and Sessegnon this season, I think it's make or break. If they have injuries that scupper their season again, I think Antonio Conte says, right, that's it. We can't have any passengers. Out the door, off you go. What do you reckon, Shane?
Yeah, I reckon it's make or break for him as well. But I think he can turn Tanganga into a solid right-sided centre back. Sessegnon will learn a lot from Perisic.
Exactly.
Perisic is the key. Perisic will lift the two wing-back spots up high. He will actually move those players up into that mid-range to even become well beaters. We got to give them time. We got to give Jed Spence time to settle in. We got to give him time. I don't think we loan him back out. I think he's got to be in the squad.
What's your overall thinking?
But Sessegnon, he's got promise. It's a hard one with Sessegnon because I haven't seen as much as I want to see of him because he's got biscuit legs.
But towards the end of the season, I think he did pretty well. I think he showed some positive signs
So,
there.
the way I look at it with Sessegnon, and I am a fan of his, I really want him to do well, and I think under Conte he can do well. It's just they've got to find the resolution to this injury problem. Do you know what? Some of it I think is mental. I think he's so concerned of being injured so often that he thinks if he stretches, he could. I think a lot of it's mental, but if you look at it, people say some players only have 4, 5, 6 games, and you pick them and say, "Oh, they've got a great team. They're great." Bob uses the term when he talks about Romero, and he goes, "I can't remember a defender getting the better. Sorry, an attacker getting the best of Romero this season, or last season, as we say." And you look at Sessegnon, those 2 games with Liverpool, he kept Salah quiet. I don't think you'll find another left wing back or left back in the English Premier League that could say did the double over Salah.
Yeah.
This or last season, and he has had a few good games where he has done his job defensively. It's attacking, and where obviously he got the assist for Son against Liverpool, but I think that's where he needs to develop his game more. And I'm just going to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
Yeah, and we'll go on. We'll go on to this one here, Tom. With the 5 subs this season, having a big squad is seriously important. Going to be a long season, especially with the World Cup in the middle.
It's going to be a long season, and he's right. Tom is right. The 5 subs is a game changer, because you basically, with the 5 subs, you're subbing half of your team out.
Well, yeah, that's what I was. Yeah, because 5, there's 10 players on the pitch, and you could potentially sub out 5. I don't think that we're going to be. I said this earlier. I was on with Jacob and Michael over on Tottenham Way, the boys from United Spurs of America, and even the conversation with them, Michael actually asked me how many subs do I see Conte using consistently, and I firmly believe 3 would be the answer, unless we are in a situation that we're not getting the productivity we need at all, and we're not able to move the ball or break down a team and everything. Then if the system and the formation, everything has to change. And the blessing in this is that he has the players and the ability to actually do that now. You know, if we go back a year ago, we'd say we don't want 5 subs, you know. So we're just on to what Tom was saying here about the 5 subs having the big squad and then the World Cup break in between. I could see him on a regular using at least 3 just to keep players fresh, give them a bit of a rest and everything like that. You know, because with his training regimes and everything as well in between, these guys are going to get worked this season, especially on 4 fronts. You know, we got our dear Kuva saying and betting that the quad is on. So to make sure Kuva wins his bet, we got to make sure that we're smart with everything, right? So
I mean, 42 laps. 42 up and downs of a pitch. That's you know, that's crazy.
let's kill him with kindness.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, you got to remember, it's not just craziness. It's they've done that within a day of getting off an 80 or however. I think it's like, Shane, how long's the flight to South Korea for? Like
from there, I'd say probably about 10 or 12, maybe, because India I think is 8 or 9 hours from England.
Okay, so let's say that they done that. They had to adjust to the time zone straight into that. That was in that heat and humidity, had to be grueling on their bodies.
Yeah, and that could explain why we were a little bit, you know, a little bit standoffish, a little bit flat with conceding the 3 goals, but we still got 6. So, you know, Bob was kind enough to add another remedy for you. He just looked it up for you here, Brian. So the best remedy: boil the water for 7 minutes. Add ginger, boil for a further 6 minutes. Add potato, bacon, boil for 5 more minutes. Add bleach, boil for 4 more minutes. Will not cure your cough, but will keep you busy.
I'll tell you what, we must be keeping him entertained, because I think he's going for the longest shit imaginable.
I was going to say, man, she's backed up, man. Had a lot of fiber.
Yeah, that's been a long time. But yeah, what's Audio saying?
He's saying, I have a feeling that Basuma will be the guy the players rate, like how the squad used to call Dembele the GOAT. I'm not disagreeing with that. I think I'm already calling him Basuma. So I think
I want to see more of Papa Madasar. I think he had a pretty good cameo in that K-League K-League match, K-League All-Stars
Yep.
match.
And he did really good in the training. He was one of the 3 that completed, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
him, Hill, and Sanchez were the fastest, right?
But what I would say with that, and I'm with Shane, I'd like to see more of him before we start saying, yeah, he's a waste of blah, blah, blah. Would you say, yes, I can imagine at his age he's going to be very, very fit, but he didn't play a lot of games last season for Mets. He didn't play a lot, so he would have been doing the training and keeping himself fit, but he wouldn't have been as exhausted as the other players coming in. So coming into this training and wanting to impress and being younger, he's probably going to have more energy to burn. This isn't me having a shot at him or anything, because I want to see this kid do well. But I think that may have had an impact in how well he did on the training. I mean, I'm not a doctor or anything, so I can't say that's why. But if it isn't, it's very impressive to see him straight in training setting an example like that.
Yeah, and trying to prove his worth. That's the way I look at it. You know, he's trying to like you say, make himself known, stand out to the manager.
You can you imagine it, Basuma and Saar in the midfield?
Not right now, not yet.
Shane, you look at that midfield, Shane, as we're talking now. You got a Harvey White, you got an Alfie Devine, you've got Jesus, you got obviously
you got Basuma, you got Bentancur, you got Skippy, you got
I mean the central midfield position, as we speak right now, as a Tottenham Hotspur fan, for the next while looks like it's set to go. That I mean, people will know that I will go talk crazy over Alfie Devine, and once I stop my not spending any money at the club shop, the first thing I do, I don't care where he is in the team, is get a shirt with Alfie Devine's name on the back. That's the first thing I buy, because I rate this guy so highly and love him. But that midfield at the moment is a position I would say right now that for the next little while, I'll say 6-7 years, seems to be locked down with talent.
Yeah.
Harvey White played left wing back.
Left wing back. Yeah.
Left wing back. Harvey White.
Yeah.
That's how versatile the young kid is.
And you know what? It's good to see them, the young guys, do this, because then, like you just said, it gives them the ability to play different positions, because we find that, like, to me, I found it very difficult to understand why Emerson had such a hard time shifting a few feet over on the pitch and going into just a little bit more of an advanced role. But then when you really break down the position and understand it, you know, you got the streamers like Will and stuff like that are really knowledgeable with this and look at all the stats and everything, like Jack and everything, and they show you the way the graphics and everything like that work and everything, and you get an understanding more of how the position is truly supposed to be played. But to get them young and train them, and you know, like my kids now, I coach the boys, obviously their teams and everything in the league I'm in, and all the kids play everywhere, and it's part of the league now. It's obviously not pro; these are kids, but I think it's very good that at this age, even, you start showing them different. They understand the game better too. Then they understand what other people's roles are and what their responsibilities are. So, Tom's saying you can see the Big Six pushing for 30-man squad soon.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? It's a really good point. It's a really, really good point, because when we started talking about this 5 substitutions, which obviously has become evident this season, you've got to think it favours the Big Six. You've got to think it favours the Big Six. Now, I can't remember who I heard it from or where I heard it from, whether it was a tweet, a mate that I was just talking in passing, and I loved the idea. What they were saying, what I would love to have seen with these 5 subs is 3 subs still as normal, can be anyone, but your 4th and 5th sub have to be a youth product or one of the youngsters. I think that good. I thought that rule would have made it a lot more even for the teams. Yeah. Because with the Big Six, you could just get 5. Like, look at Man City, Liverpool, Chelsea.
Geez. Yeah.
They could just name a bench full of stars, world-class stars. But then even us at the end of the season, if we look at the sub-bench at the end but even last season, our last season bench was a disgrace near the end. There's like 3 or 4 youth products on there because we were so short. And then you look at these teams that can't, excuse me, obviously have the money that we have or the clout that we have to sign these players. I would have loved to have seen that rule where it's 3 subs as normal, if you make fourth and fifth, it has to be a youth product. And I would hope and pray if it became 30, if it ever did, that they would say that, right, if you do it as 30, something like this with the youth academy would have to come into play, because then it just becomes totally unfair for lower teams.
Yeah, and I actually really like that suggestion. I think it, like you said, adds a little bit of parity and gives the smaller clubs an opportunity to possibly, have fairness in the game. And then we're not bringing on a star for a star for a star for a star, or other teams aren't doing the exact same thing. So I actually really like that suggestion. I think it's
I think that's awesome as well. I really think that's a clever idea, because you could name Paskotsky or Harvey White on the bench.
Don't forget Brian's guy, Divine.
Alfie Divine, but are they going to be ready? For our team, are they going to be ready to step up for the Premier League, for the Champions League?
But in a way, you look at it, and it's almost like if you want to go and have those extra subs and utilize your entire team and utilize the fact that you've got a larger squad, then you get the fresh player, but you're sacrificing quality. So what's the bigger benefit kind of thing, or what's the bigger loss? It's an arguable point, right? So Mark's saying if we're going to give it a go, now's the time. So I think he's referring to Sar there. And this is so far so good with him. What is he, 19? Or we got him at 19? He's 20 now, probably?
Matthew Sar, I think Matthew Sar is still a 10. Let's have a look. Lucky I've got Google ready here today. Papa Matthew.
19 he is.
There we go.
There you go. Holy shit.
He is.
What amazes me about that is that Jay is 15. He's going to be 16 next month.
Matthew Sar will be turning 20 in September.
It's a child still.
So,
He's a child.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Hoping to see more of him, because as we were saying, the players that are there, that I think when we talk about a Brian Hill and other players that might go on loan, I think Matty Sarr might be the one that might stay with us. If I was to say one of the players stay with us, I think Matty Sarr might be something, but obviously we're going to have to wait and see. He's got a lot of competition, as we've just been speaking about that midfield.
Yeah,
we didn't even. I don't think we even mentioned. I don't even think we mentioned Matty Sarr. Yes, we did, because we were talking about Shane was talking about him.
He brought it up. Yep.
So yeah.
And even Paul is saying here that we got a lot of Deadwood players that we need to go. What money we're going to get? Who is going? Okay, let's read this properly. We have many Deadwood players. Who is going to go? What money we're going to receive? So I guess he's just basically saying who's going to go. What money are we going to get for them? That's still toss up too, especially with the homegrown thing, because there's players we want out of the squad. But Shane, I cut you off there. Sorry, what were you going to say?
I can't remember now.
Yeah, Shane, answer this one.
Take this one on.
Who do you see going out, and what kind of money do you reckon we're talking for the players you're thinking?
Well, I want to sort of see Winks go. I'm not knocking Winks. I think he could be a good player, but I just don't see him working out here in Spurs.
No, he's had 8 years, man. Come on now. 5, 6 managers already. Like,
I can't see him going to Everton either, because I think Everton will struggle this season, and I think they'll be in a real relegation battle this season. So I can't see him going to Everton and get knocked out. I see him going to somewhere more like Newcastle, and if he does, the English tax, 2025, I'd take for Winks.
2025, yeah, but that's the English tax, yeah, because his value is what, 8, 10 at best, probably right now.
Right now, yeah,
I would say.
Regulon, I think he'll go this season, and I think he'll actually get a good price. We'll actually get a good price for Regulon. I want Tongi Ndombele out like yesterday.
Yep.
Yeah.
I can't see any clubs coming in for him because, you know, he didn't work in Spurs. He didn't work in Lyon. Was it Lyon?
Leon.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just not panning out for him anywhere he is.
Yeah.
And
So
even with all the
Lascelles,
managers, it didn't work.
there's a lot of interest for Lascelles. So just nobody's pulling the trigger. I mean, we've still got 5 weeks of a transfer market left.
That's
5
crazy.
or 6 weeks.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I have to say, I think Shane with Lo Celso, I think Lo Celso is being kept in Paratici's back pocket as bait for a player and cash swap deal. I think this is what Paratici's waiting for. We know he's a fan of the player exchange plus cash or just a straight swap. And I think he is being used as a make weight wherever we can use him, based on what we can get. So I think he will go, but he may drag on until we find the right the player that Conte wants. Ndombele, I would honestly, and I've said this on many streams now, I would Sergio him. I'd get him in the office and say, right, we're not paying you full contract. Give us a number where you're happy and we can pay you off, and then just do what you want, because I don't want you anywhere near the youngsters. I don't want you in the senior team. I just don't want you anywhere near the training grounds. I think Reguilon, I think there's talks ongoing as we speak with Sevilla for him to go back to where he was on loan. And then I think Rodon may go, but I think there's going to be a load of loan deals. I think there's going to be a load of loan deals coming out. I can't see a player. I mean, Harry Winks. I've got a feeling that Everton will go through. I think it's taken a back burner because Everton have taken a shine to a player at Wolves that I love, and I think it's going to be brilliant. His name's I can't remember his first name, but it's Gibbs White. Is his double barrel surname?
Yeah. Okay.
He's brilliant. To me, he's brilliant. He made a debut a couple of seasons ago for Leeds against a big team, and he destroyed them. And from that moment, I was like, "This kid's going to be a player."
Jake or Jack?
Something like, I think it might be Marcus. I think maybe Marcus Gibbs White. Let me check. See, let me go. Let me get my trusty friend out again.
Check that out.
I'm gonna young player too.
We're gonna actually, boys. Morgan. Sorry, I was just saying. Me and Brian Shane jokingly were just saying, "Oh, we'll just go on for about a half hour, have a quick little chat," and here we are, an hour and 20 in now. I've actually got a 4 a.m. start, so I'm going to be calling it soon. But Young Putty's in the house. Thanks for joining us. But he's saying 15 to 20 for Winks, 20 to 30 for Tanguy, 20 to 30 for Lo Celso. So let's go in the middle there, 25, 25, and 17. So that's about 65 million, 67 million. Not a bad amount of money to pull in there. Paul is saying Winks at 25. And sorry?
That pays for Madison.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, fair enough. I on that then, yeah, I'd say I'd take that then, and that's what Paul's saying. Paul's saying Pablo's saying right as well. Winks 25, Reguilon, Rodon. Rodon, we're not getting 20 million for him. So yeah.
Well, what you've got to remember this is where we're kind of placing it.
All need to go, yeah.
And I think what we need to establish is, we spoke a lot about the incomings and how well we've done as a club this summer and the change, and it's a start. What we have to see now is the outgoings, and not at the stupid prices. Hopefully, Paratici and Conte can save them. The deal comes in, let's say 15 for Winks, 15. Let's say 17 and a half. Let's get it nearer to 20. If Levy's holding out for 20, but Conte and Paratici say, listen, 17 and a half off the books, money back into the club that we can reinvest, then we're going to see. Because those prices that people have put seem like prices we would agree on and say, yeah, we'd take that. Yeah. But it's whether, obviously, the hierarchy or Conte and Paratici see that as the right value. That's when we're going to see if there's been a big change as well. If Conte and Paratici are allowed to get these players out at a cheaper price than what Daniel Levy had the going rate for them.
Well, when we work it out, we're looking at almost a third, depending on a half or a third when we come down to Tanguy. So that's a big loss, on our biggest asset ever. But gentlemen, I am going to call it an evening right there. I really appreciate you joining me. let's get
It's
your.
been a pleasure.
Thanks,
Pleasure
Shane.
to
Your
be on,
debut,
Bobby
man.
K.
I appreciate it. Hopefully, next
Yeah.
time we'll plan it a little bit better and get you in here the whole time, man. It's great to see you, my man. I can't
Yeah.
even remember the last time I saw you over on Wills, and it's been probably a couple of months, I think. So already, time flies so fast, right?
My work schedule's all changed. I
Same.
normally work weekends, and now I'm working more midweek.
Shane, what time is it where you are now?
Lunchtime.
So
Okay.
yeah, almost 11
almost
a.m.
12
right?
o'clock.
Almost 12.
Almost
Oh,
12.
okay. Yeah, so it's 10 p.m. almost here, and I start at 4 a.m. now because, like you, I've gone to a different schedule. So, so young buddy just quickly saying, keep Gil Messi spending the money position you're going to use, or Basuma's already there. Yeah, so big up Bobby, Shane, and WB. Thanks for joining us, man. And guys, if you're in here, hit the like, hit the sub if you haven't already. Would be much appreciated. Shane, you want to shout out your socials while then, my friend? Let everybody know where they can find you.
I'm sort of I'm not really on socials at the moment. I've just sort of been taking a step back from the socials. So it's personal reasons, and I
hopefully
won't
everything
go
works
into
out for you,
it at this point. But just a lot sort of changing where I'm at and where I'm in. So
Shane, you know where I am if ever you need me, brother. You got my number.
Yeah, and you got my
cheers,
number
brother.
as well, my man. You got my number as well. So feel free to message, and you could always say you come on Three Spurs Boys. So I've actually really enjoyed this, man. Like me and Brian were just on the phone having a chat, and then we went to switch the video, and we're like, oh, why don't we just see who else is up and let's just talk about Tottenham right now and stuff, because this is all we were talking about. So
it
I'm
was
glad it
sort
worked
of
out.
mid-morning stream for me, and it was like, perfect time to jump on.
Yeah,
there you go.
well. Great. No, I'm really happy you joined us. Brian, man.
Yes, brother.
This is what, your 5th show today, I think?
We are Tottenham TV. 2 with Tottenham on tour. My fourth today.
Okay.
5th. No, I did Chris. 5th. I did Chris Phillips. But like I said, and this is what we were speaking about before. Listen, I'm just going to plug my channel very quickly by saying Tottenham on tour. No, that's what I wanted to say. Tottenham on tour is where you find us. The main thing I wanted to talk about is the reason we've done this show again tonight is like we said, this is what this community has done. Shane will know all the way from Australia. There's people from back home. There's Tom. I can go through everyone where people have just found us through checking on YouTube. Like people would see people on We Are Tottenham TV or on the Irish Hotspur or wherever. And they're like, oh, there's more Spurs content. There's more creators out there. And what they do see is they see, obviously, people get. I love watching the chat and seeing there's another great guy. Dan, big up, brother.
Hey, boy, another youngster, the next generation, right there.
But again, this is the thing. All these people that have come together, even just speaking in the chat, the chat activity, people know each other as friends, haven't met each other. We get to meet these people. Like, if someone had told me 2 years ago I will be speaking regularly to a guy named Shane Black from Australia, like, how in the world would I? And what the hell are you talking about? But it's part of this wonderful community that we've created, and everyone that comes into it says it's like you said, Bobby. It's like you were going through a hard time when you found Tottenham on tour, and I started getting you on, and now you do this, and now you've met loads of people, and now it's given you a new lease. And it's just a wonderful thing to be part of. Yes, I go on a lot of streams. Yes, I've got my channel. Yes, I do a lot of work. We Are Tottenham TV, but it's more than that. It's the whole community that come together and talk. And it just shows like this, the last minute things. Here we are. It's now 10 to 10 here. It's what that makes it.
Noon over there, 3 a.m. in England.
10 to 4 back home. And people are still up watching and listening.
Yeah.
And it's just a wonderful thing. So big up.
We kept Tom up.
Big up to everyone in the chat. Like Bob said, like Tom said, there's enough sleep on Saturday. It's Saturday.
Exactly. Thanks for staying up with us, Tom.
It's just such a wonderful thing to see. It's so humbling. And I just wish everyone else a fantastic weekend. Come on, you Spurs. And like I said, Tottenham on tour is where you find me. But most importantly,
on tour.
get the 3 Spurs boys up to 450. This is my mission. 450 or above 448 for some weird reason. I want to get them there. So let's do this, and let's do this quick.
Yeah,
You
so
heard
like, subscribe to Three Spurs Boys, Tottenham on Tour, and Dan THFC. I'm always amazed by how professional and how good Dan is. And your boys, Bobby K, your boys are phenomenal too.
Oh, thanks, Shane. Much appreciated.
Give them a big up for me. I tune in all the time. I may not be interactive, but I tune in all the time. So, yeah, it's great to see, mate. Great to see.
Much appreciated, man. I appreciate.
Great to see the new Spurs generation come through.
Yeah.
With Dan and your boys, with Robbie from
Lily White Lane.
Robbie from Lily White Lane. It's just amazing what this community has to offer.
It's a tremendous family, and it's funny that you actually we had another youngster in the chat earlier named Arrest, who's a Man United fan, and all the kids are kind of getting together, and they're going to be doing a kids takeover this Sunday, 1 p.m. our time. So unfortunately, I think that works out to be about 3 a.m. your time, Shane. So I don't think you'll catch that live, but yeah, I love it. I love the fact that we're all kind of involved in something together, other than just playing video games and me yelling at them to clean their room and stuff. So
there you go.
It's been a blast, man. Thank you to everybody that's joined us. Thank you for all of you for joining us for tonight. And all I'm going to say is, come on, you Spurs!
Come on, you Spurs!
See you guys.
We sang in France, we sang in Spain, we sing in the sun and we sing in the rain. They tried to stop us, but look what they did. The thing we love most is being a kid, being a kid, being a kid. The thing we love most is being a kid.
Come on, you Spurs!
Make sure to like and subscribe.